Good afternoon to those who listen. It is February 28th, 2026. It's 5:17 p.m. And I'm going to go over what I think the maple syrup smell in my apartment was, and some couple dream interpretations from what I had a couple dreams. This maple syrup smell happened after I had these two dreams. So I had one dream, they were both pretty short. One dream where I was working with my family at like we had a home pizza business. It was really weird. And my dad was in the dream, and I every once in a while I have a dream about my dad. He passed in 2004, and like every single dream I've ever had of him, he like never talks. And in this dream, he talked. So there's pizzas coming off of the conveyor belt and from the oven, and I have to load these pizzas into pizza boxes. So my dad was doing some other work on something else. I don't know what it was, but the pizzas are coming off, and I'm going to put them into pizza boxes. And I open up the pizza box, and it was an old pizza box, like it was used before, and it had old parts of pizzas from before, like cheese and crumbs and all that. And I was like, what? What's going on here? So I went to grab another box, same thing. It has old food in it. And I think that the old food is relating to the Bible changes. But so I'm going through these boxes, and I keep finding old boxes. And I'm like, is there any new boxes? We need new boxes. So I yell over to my dad. I said, hey, what's going on? I'm finding all these old pizza boxes. Do we have any new ones? And he says, I don't know. I'm busy. Figure it out for yourself. And I was just like, wow. Okay. So then I started going through more boxes, and then I found, some new ones, and I had to hurry because the next pizza was coming off the conveyor belt. And that was all that happened there. So with that one, I think it's talking about the Bible changes, how, like you can't put new wine in old wineskins. It's like you can't put new pizzas in old pizza boxes. And then I had a weird dream that I went to McDonald's, separate dream, and I was ordering some food, and I was like, I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I asked if they had some kind of value meal deal, and they had this weird thing with, like, I guess either like a sandwich, like a double cheeseburger and fry and a drink, and I think it was $5, but again, I'm not exactly sure. But when I got my food, they didn't have French fries, so they gave me 2 hash browns instead. And again, maybe that means the Bible changes. Everyone's always trying to substitute something, or maybe there's substitute words going in for what used to be in the Bible changes. And a lot of times, there'll always be excuses for the Bible verses. Oh, well, this is what it means. We know what it means, whatever. So maybe that was that. So then when I woke up at 8:30 in the morning, I smelled an overwhelming, and I mean it was like, you go to a pancake restaurant, a pancake place, IHOP, whatever. No, I guess it would be more like a Waffle House where there's really, you can smell the syrup, and it's like warmed syrup, so it smells really good. But it was so overwhelming. I was like, what? And I got up and I went to the kitchen, and I could smell it there pretty good too, mainly in the bedroom though. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why I was smelling that, and I didn't really think too much of it, so then I went back to bed. Again, I woke up at 10:30, and then I could still smell it, and I'm like, what is going on? So I got up, and I could smell it in the kitchen. It wasn't as strong in the kitchen. Nowhere else. I went around the apartment, and I went in the hallway, and I couldn't smell it at all. So then I looked it up on Google, and it came up with a bunch of excuses. And, a couple of people commented, but I just don't think those were the explanations for it. And a friend mentioned, when I told the person the dream, that maybe it was God. Sometimes God gives us a sweet smelling savor, and as like a confirmation, or giving us something, to tell us, something. And then I was like, well, you know what? That sounds like it could be. I mean, all these other crazy explanations Didn't make any sense at all, especially since the air conditioning unit, no, it's winter time. I'm using heat, not air conditioning, leaking of the Freon. Same with the refrigerator. Nope, there's nothing wrong with the refrigerator. And then the only other thing that was remotely close could have been maybe there's wires inside the wall that were burning, but even that didn't make any sense. I don't think it would have been that strong for so many hours. And right before I went to bed last night, I was flip flopping on whether I should be going to church or not because of the Bible changes. And nothing against the church, they're great people, but they're not acknowledging the Bible changes. So I just confirmed. I said, God, I'm gonna obey you. I've had so many times where I was having the spiritual heaviness, and then it was lifted, and then the very next morning I had that as my confirmation. So I'm just going to obey God and do what He wants me to do, and do how important it is to notice these Bible changes, to acknowledge the Bible changes. Thanks for watching. God.